Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to the 2015 24th Malta Open, live from the Eden Super Bowl in St George's Bay on the beautiful island of Malta. Slight delay this morning, a couple of no-shows, and we're just waiting for the player courtesy, waiting for the players to turn up, and the players were all happy to wait for their competitors to get into the centre, and we're up and running now, so we'll give you a squad list. We've got Anze Grabijan from Slovenia, Jarin Lorenz from the Czech Republic, Julius Emil Hopka from Norway, Lyndon Walters from Wales, Katarina Lanu from Greece, Emma Anderson from Sweden, Mora Anastasi from Malta, Antonis Ianu from Cyprus, Muriel Mora from Switzerland, Justin Shikluna from Malta, Marco Landman from the Netherlands, Andreas Christoforou from Cyprus, Greg Barrett and Lee Cocker of England, Hild Amundsen of Norway, Yanis Stafatos from Greece, Olivier Habasat from Switzerland, Giannis Konstantinou Cyprus, Vangelis Krisnis from Greece, Evripidis from Cyprus, and Kostas Kyriakou Cyprus, Haris Paniotou Cyprus, Tracy Wallace from England, Paul Stock Jr. from Ireland, Andreas Karistianos from Cyprus, Alex Christofi from Cyprus, Joanna Attard from Malta, Mika Gerler from Switzerland, and Adina Gerler also from Switzerland. My name's Dom Gall from TalkTenPin.net, and we're in conjunction this week with Dutch Bowling TV, Marco Landman and Simon Sheppers. Also in conjunction with bowlingdigital.com and Herbert Bickle, Flavio Cuva and Biet Grawaila. And in partnership with QubicaAMF on the stream that kindly donated money, we passed it on to the tournament, and there is 12 squads carrying a €50 squad win prize. So thanks to QubicaAMF for their kind support this week. We're, as you know, showing the QubicaAMF adverts, and we have the QubicaAMF virtual studio. The qualifying studio has been the red and grey one, but we're going to change for the finals to a BESX studio, the new scoring system from QubicaAMF. And a very good product it is. Not just saying that because they've sponsored us, it is actually a very good product. We don't put our names to things that we don't think are good for the sport. And we actually think this scoring system is going to do some damage. It's going to introduce new bowlers to the sport, and hopefully raise profits for many of the centres that, well, it already is raising profits for centres that have got it. If you're lucky enough to be going to Bowl Expo, you'll be able to see that and many more fantastic products. I wish I was going. It's cold 292. There's more media than bowlers. Nah. We've just teamed up with all the media this year, just to make sure that Malta gets noticed. It's only a little island in the Mediterranean, but at the moment we're filling Facebook with lots of stuff. Been some great bowling over the last couple of days. We went 300 on Wednesday, and then we went a few days before we got another one. But I think we had 4 yesterday. Was it 4? Frank Selvag, Alex Christofi. Oh no, 3 yesterday. Alex Christofi, Frank Selvag, and Sam Rose all bowled a perfect game yesterday. Rob Thirlby, so 4 for the tournament so far. Thanks again for everyone that's joined us. And we're into about frame 3. Players in front of us include Mora Anastasi, Marco Landman, Muriel Mora, Andreas Christoforou, Lee Cocker and Hild Amundsen. And a question from Skull then, do you think the quality of bowlers has been dropping year after year at the Malta Open? No, actually no. Obviously you don't always, you know, when the prize fund's at what it is and the top prize is 2,000, you don't tend to get the likes of Paul Moore and some of the other top European players. They're looking for 5,000 or 6,000 euros for a top prize. But at 2,200 or whatever it is for the top prize, you've got kind of a competitive field. And they're all good bowlers. They can all tear you a new one, that's for sure. Now, but in answer to the question, yes and no. Depends what you class as quality these days. Ramon Hilferink, for instance, he's good on any EBT would be good. And Team Navigators, there's quite a few of them. Andy Grabjean's got an EBT title. Paul Stott Jr.'s got a few EBT titles. And no Chris Van Dam, no, he's retired, I believe. Last year was his last year. Certainly in the Malta Open, whether he might come back for the Malta Senior Open. I guess there comes a time in a bowler's career where they're competitive and they can win, but then the kids come through and it can kind of get a little bit difficult. I saw Brian Voss play in the Irish Open last year, and you could see that he was loving it, passionate, and he pretty much said, "I like beating the kids." And then tell you a new one. Would be another way to say it. Give you a lesson in bowling. So Michael Landman opens up with a front three, 9 spare. A few players sweating on the cut at the moment. Mauro Anastasi and Paul Stott Jr. were talking to me, and they were kind of worried on a 220 average. They think the top 28 is going to be higher than the 225 average. Let's have a quick look at the scores. And the cut for 28 at the moment is Ben Harvey on 225 average. And those players sweating include Michael Landman, that's on the bubble. He's tied with Ben Harvey, but the higher last game gives Ben Harvey the number at the moment. Others sweating probably include Alejandro Reina, Suabella, Alex Christophe, Paul Stott Jr., Mauro Anastasi, Yanis Thatos, all round about the 226 average. We've still got a lot of good players to finish 12 games yet. Matt Forsyth had 14.20, a 236 average in his first 6. Lee Cocker last night with 13.82. But it's going to be close. 225, 226. Well, may well be the cut for the final stages. Leading at the moment now is Ramon Hilferink from the Netherlands. 29.90, 249 average. Overtaking Annie Thorell from Sweden with 29.54. In third place, Kenneth Harper from Malta with 29.17, and in fourth, Darren Cundy, 28.58. In fifth, with 28.58 tied, also Rob Thirlby, and Glenn Richardson in sixth, 28.50. Then comes Alexander Larsen, Amanda Larkin, Justin Shikluna, Anton Erofsson, and Lyndon Walters, and Neil Sullivan making up the top 12. Who are you, Skull? And where are you from? And of the bowlers you've seen so far, who do you think's who's impressed you? Do you think would win this tournament? And I've said it a few times on the stream, though, this particular event, with it not being an EBT now, is a good stepping stone to the EBT. Very competitive. You can come in and you're not going to get your ass kicked straight away. You've got a fighting chance to do well in the tournament. There's quite a few players here this year that don't play European tournaments, EBTs and stuff, but they've come out to this one for the experience, and it is a good stepping stone to that higher level, which I think you're on about, Skull. You know, where you've got up 50 or 60 or 70 really, you know, names that you've heard of, top names. But all European players have got to start somewhere, and this type of event is perfect for them. It's very competitive, but at the same time there's an element of fun and a holiday and camaraderie and that kind of thing. It's not a hard pattern, but at the same time, it's like any pattern, you've got to attack it in a certain way and ride your luck, all that kind of thing. But, you know, there's some good players not playing as well as they would like. The current champion, Patrick Meeker, his first time on the island last year, his very first game was a 300. He went on to win the tournament, and he's struggling to qualify at the moment. I'm from Ireland. I'll be over in Ireland in January for the Irish Open. We're going to be live streaming that with in partnership with Storm. Yeah, if you wanted a bit of European experience, you could do a lot worse than fly out to Malta and have a little bit of a holiday. If you've got family, maybe bring the kids and bowl while they're at the beach. What I would say, Skull, is tune in on Sunday and watch the finals and tell me what you think about the quality of the players. There'll be some good bowling. That's for sure. Just wondering how long before we see our first 300 today. We went a day without any, and then we got 3 yesterday. Skull says this pattern is what we call a wall or a house shot at home. Yeah, it's close to one. I mean, they're not stupid scores. We're getting 250 averages and stuff like that. Skull says, I think James Parrott will win. You're the first person to have tipped him. We've had Matt Forsyth tipped. Somebody give me a €10 bet. Matt Forsyth's going to win it. Bet you €10, as I'll take that bet. I personally think, you know, due respect to some of the other players, I think Ramon Hilferink is the man to beat. He's currently leading it. He came second for the past 2 years. And he's a man on a mission, really. You know what it's like when you come second in a couple of places. You think, I'm going to go one better, and he's very determined this year to go back to America with a title. Ramon schools out in the States at the Weber University in Florida at the Kegel Training Center. He's getting the best coaching you can get, really, and it shows. Actually, he's improved a lot in a year. He was good last year, but I don't know, there's just something about him now. He's looking good. That Fjord says, I'm from the Netherlands, so obviously rooting for Ramon Hilferink. Don't get me wrong, I want to see Patrick Meeker get into the finals, though. It'd be nice to, if you're going to defend your title, it'd be nice if they were the top 2 again. But there's going to be a lot of other players going to have something to say about that. We're just coming up to the end of the first game then. And we'll give you some scores on the doors very shortly. But it looks like Mauro Anastasi's going well. He's going to finish with a 248 if he gets another 2 strikes. Marco Landman on 187 in the 9th with a strike working. Andreas Christoforou, not a great start from him, just in the yellow shirt there. So he picks up a strike. Lee Cocker not as good this morning. Got 2 splits and he's going to be 148 in the 9th with an over. Looking further afield, Ante Grabjan from Slovenia on 140 in the 7th. If you've just joined us, you're watching the 2015 Malta Open, the 24th edition. And we're all getting excited already for the 25th edition next year, Silver Jubilee. What would you call it? Do you call an event a Silver Jubilee? Alexandra Gretida. Good morning, everybody, she says. Good morning, Alexandra. Thank you for joining us. Oh, please spread the web address on Bowlpedia if you can, Alex. We've got quite a lot of Greeks and Cypriots this morning, as you can see. And we're hoping to see them across the house today. At the moment, as you can see, and today's Christoforou. Morning, Dom. Is that Mr. Foley on a wind-up? It could be. Now you think of it, it could actually be. I don't know. If it is, hi, Barry. Trying to catch me out. If I'd have known it him, I should have said, well, it would have been really good, but Barry's not here this year. So the quality's gone down a little bit, obviously. No, but we miss him this year. It would have been nice to have Barry here. But hey, life can get in the way sometimes. No event is cheap these days if you're flying out to it. Play an event and you want a bit of a holiday, you can kind of combine the two, and it's worth doing. I'm sure Barry will be back next year. And a man on a mission. Marco Landman, good start from him, 236, and that 248 from Mauro Anastasi. We have some early predictions. How many 300s do you think we're going to see today? Oh, 710 from Andreas. We had one on Wednesday, we didn't have any on Thursday, and then we had 3 yesterday. So how many do you think we might get today? I could be wrong. I'm not sure if Neil's watching, but I'm not sure what the record is in a particular year for 300s, but 4 this year kind of, I think that's pushing the record. I'm not sure. Maybe somebody can confirm that. We've had two or three in certain years, but I'm not sure if there's been 4 or more. I think one more, if there's 5, that'll definitely be the most that there's been in any one year. Ustreamer says, good morning, Malta, from Athens and Lucas. Kalimera? Is that what you say in Greek for good morning? I can't remember. Kalimera? I apologise for my Greek. I apologise for my English. So just coming up to the end of the first game now. 77 for Andreas Christoforou. He's a talented lad. I'm sure he'll come back from that. Slovenian Anze is left-hander. He's going to strike out for 207. Lyndon Walters from Wales is going to finish with a 192 with a strike. And just gets a 9 count. So we're going to take a short break. We'll be back in a few minutes with the next game. So don't go away. Back to the 24th Malta Open from the Eden Super Bowl. CS still going. Adverts? What the hell? Yeah, we've a streaming partnership with QubicaAMF this week. So we're showing their adverts, and we thank Cubica for their kind support. They've put money into the pot, and 12 squads all carry a €50 squad win cash prize. The other adverts you get from Ustream, if you install a program called AdBlock Plus, it will get rid of those adverts, but unfortunately you can't get rid of the QubicaAMF ones because we're putting them out. Neil Webb is here, not in the centre at the moment, but he's here. So we'll have some scores for you in a moment after one game. So please, Rick Vogelsang's going to go get me them. If you just joined us, we're into game 2 of the first squad of the day. 3 squads today, and then the Desperado. So we've got 9 o'clock squad, which got off a little bit late. 12:30 and 5 PM. And then at 7:30 we have the Desperado, which is always exciting. The bubble at the moment, the cut is 225 at the moment, and Ben Harvey is on the bubble. Marco Landman sweating on it. He's just outside the cut. He's actually on the same score as Ben, but he's lower on the last high game rule. So Marco on the lane now, looking to improve and just a little bit of breathing space within the cut. Mauro Anastasi from Malta also sweating on the cut. He's opened up brightly. And we'll get confirmation of that first game, but he bowled a good game, did Mauro in the opener. And he's opened up with a double in the second game. Oh, thank you, Rick. So, Mauro Anastasi leads with a 248. In second place with Vangelis Krisnis from Greece with 237. Marco Landman from the Netherlands with 236. Haris Panayiotou with 233 in fourth. Yarin Lorenz with 232 in fifth. In sixth, Yanis Konstantinou, 218. Anzi Grabijan with 207. Kostas Kyriakou, Big Kostas with 206. And that's not a full sheet, I think. We've only got 15 names there, so we'll have to get another one. So I can't actually tell you about every player now until I get the full list, but there's more than 15 players on there, I think. Hope this stream's coming through nice and clear for you, and the sound. We've been playing around with a few ideas this week. We've got the green screen for virtual interviews. We've got the super slow-mo cam, courtesy of Bowling Digital and Flavio Cuva. You might well see that in the next squad. We're not pushing Flavio to come in all the time and do it in every squad, although it'd be fantastic if we could. But I think Flavio is over for a holiday. He kindly brought his expensive super slow-mo cam with him. So we've been lucky enough to be doing that live on the stream. And I'm sure that Flavio's going to knock up a video at the end that we can show to the world. If you've seen Flavio's super slow-mo videos before at the Brunswick Euro Challenge, you'll know what I'm talking about. We had one player on yesterday from the Netherlands. It was only a new bowler. His high game was only 210, and he was wanting to learn, and he wanted a little bit of information how he could improve. So we said, hey, check out these super slow-mos and watch the actual release. He was wanting to know how to hook the ball. And we all got a little bit of education yesterday. It was nice. Click to frame 3, Andreas Christoforou with a strike and a couple of spares. Anzi Grabijan with an open and double. Mauro Anastasi double 8 spare. Marco Landman front 2 at the moment. Hello to all my Greek friends. We're all with you in your times of trouble out there. Might be some financial crisis in Greece, but it's not stopping the Greek players coming over and do what they do best. And we had 2 squad winners from the Greek region yesterday. We had Yanis Stafatos, who took one of the early squads, and the English Greek Cypriot Alex Christofi bowled a 300. Both players bowl with the world-famous Team Navigators. And they've brought a very strong team out this week. All the big main players are here. And you'll get to see many of them this morning. Vagelis Krisnis, who does a mean moonwalk. I had a word with him earlier, said, Vagelis, if you come on the stream and you get a few in a row, do the moonwalk for us. Pulls a little bit like Amleto Monicelli. Big backswing, open arm. And we'll get a look at him in the next game. He's coming this way. Coming left way. Or from the left. Big Kostas Kyriakou from Cyprus as well. Just gets a strike down there. Some say it's urban legend, but he wrestles sharks. I believe he's a fisherman. And he's a big guy. He could snap your neck like a twig. Gentle giant. Looks a little bit like Ming the Merciless from Flash Gordon. He's a Cypriot international. He's won medals in European events. Haris Paniotou also. Haris probably is the constant in the Navigators team. It's not often you see the Navigators anywhere without Haris in the team. He's an integral part. Owns restaurants and bars in Cyprus, and he's won awards with his bars. Works hard. I believe the family have a flower business as well. Every time I've been to Cyprus, the Navigators have always looked after me. I do have a shirt. And not everybody gets a Navigator shirt, I'm told. Although they have had Don Barrett and Stu Williams guest for them in the past. Honorary Navigators, the two English pros. So 278 pace for Maura Anastasi. Double H-spare turkey. Marco Landman leaves a 10 pin, so he's on a 279 schedule, as he calls them. Andreas Christoforou with a strike, couple of spares and a strike. Stepping up there in the yellow shirt. Navigators powered by Brunswick. Go over to the other side of the house so you can have a little bit darker that camera. We'll raise the lighting on that one. As you can see, Joanna Attard from Malta with the long blonde hair. Morning to all you Greek players this morning and bowling fans. Thanks for joining us. Coming to see your countrymen perform. Yeah, it's one place I've not been to is Greece. I would love to come one day, you know, when everything kind of calms down and we know where we are. But it'd be nice to have a big tournament in Greece again, and cradle of civilization, isn't it? Or one of the cradles. I like a bit of history. Having been to Malta a few times and sent on excursions, I'd love to see some of the historical Greek stuff one day. So Marco Landman looking for another strike to stay on the 279 pace. Yeah, gets it. He looks a lot happier now. Keep comment and chat coming in. Who you all rooting for this morning? Who do you all want to win the tournament? Somebody asked me yesterday which is a popular ball, and I've seen quite a few IQ Tour Pearls. Still a popular ball. What, we're 3 years into it now? 2 or 3 years since the ball was released and still getting thrown. Usually the measure of a good ball if it's still being used in 2 or 3 years. Considering there's a lot of bowling balls come out each year and everybody's looking for the next big thing. Whoa, pin comes flying down the middle of the lane. Ultimate power from Anastasi. Morning to Keith Hale out there in the UK. How are you doing, Keith? I hope you're enjoying the show this morning. Keith Hale, some of you might know, is a former world bowling writer, and he was the editor-in-chief of World of Tenpin in the UK, if anybody remembers that magazine. Best magazine England ever had, UK ever had. Who's that up there with? Lee Cocker flying. Shaky first game, but he's come back with a strike 9 spare and he's sheeting it at the moment. 7 in a row. Come on, Cocker. Lee, not bowled as much in the last couple of years. Started playing golf for a bit, got a little bit disillusioned with bowling. Had a little bit of a break, played a little bit of golf, but you know what it's like when a bowler, you might take a break because you're a bit peed off with it, and then you end up coming back, it sucks you back in. He's back playing, and playing well by the looks of it. Another player bowling with a Storm IQ Pearl. Yeah, first one in the 10th. So, kind of a big game from Cocker. Joined us, you're watching the 24th Malta Open from the Eden Super Bowl. My name's Dom Gall from talktempin.net. You can get all the information you want from the official website edensuperbowl.com, also talktempin.net, from bowlingdigital.com, and from the Malta Open Facebook page and Talk Tempin Facebook page. Good morning from Russia. Now, I don't know any Russian, but good morning all the same. Actually strange, there's quite a lot of Russians on the island, and I'm surprised we've not had any Russians come over to play the event. I don't think I've seen any in the last 2 or 3 years. Maybe Neil can confirm if Russia have entered players before. But still a growing nation when it comes to bowling. We've got a lot of good players coming through now. There's been a lot of new centres opened up in Russia in the last 4 or 5 years, and it's fast becoming one of the more popular sports in the country. Good morning. Well, we've seen President Obama bowling. It'd be quite nice to see Vladimir Putin do a bit of bowling. He's a bit sporty, isn't he? He's always got his shirt off and riding horses and stuff like that. Be nice to know if he was a mean bowler. we saw what Obama had. I think about 115 he bowled, if that. Maybe worse than that, actually. And it should have been better. They've got lanes in the White House. A bit crappy looking last time I saw photographs of them, but they have got lanes in the White House. It should be a bit better. About 3 frames to go to the end of this game. So we've got Russia, we've got Greece, we've got Ireland, we've got England, Netherlands all watching this morning. Thank you for joining us. Please spread the web address far and wide. I know it's early in the morning. So a frame to go. We'll go for a short commercial break and we'll get the scores after 2 games. Actually, this end of the house is quicker than the bottom end. So we're going to be at least 10 minutes yet before the end of the game, although some of the lanes down this end are just about finished. And the 11 and 12 early on in squad seems to be a very high scoring pair. Luckily it's on TV. But Maura Anastasi and Marco Landman both going strong. 196 and 199 respectively. And Maura and Marco in the 9th. Both players with strikes lining up. In the pocket again for a strike. We'll come back down this side of the house so you can see these guys finishing. We'll try and do some green screen interviews during the squads today. We've been saving them for the end of the squads, but we'll see what players are available at any one time. We're kind of getting to the interesting part of the tournament now. Players looking to break into the cuts, looking to not fall out of the cuts. Players still looking for buys into the later round. .246 for Maura Anastasi. He's going out to Japan in a week or 2 for the World Bowling Open. All part of the Olympic push. Amanda Larkin, who's in the house at the moment watching Paul Stock Jr., she goes out to Japan. The girl that only bowls with Storm. And we'll get an interview with Amanda at some point. She's a nice lass. Very talented. Kind of saying to her when she goes out to Japan, she's an unknown entity to a lot of the players. Certainly a lot of the females won't know her. But they'll soon get to know her when they see the scores that she puts in. She's playing really well this week. She's in the top 6 at the moment, or top 8. In fact, am I right in saying that? Because things have changed a little bit. No, she's not. She's 8th. She's 8th at the moment on a 227 average. So the top 10 at the moment after 12, Ramon Hilferink with 29.90. Annie Thorell from Sweden with 29.54. She had a run of games the other night that was unbelievable. 248, 268, 288, 248, 248, 207. 15.55 block she had. Kenneth Harper in 3rd with 29.17. In 4th, tied with Rob Thirlby, is Darren Cundy on 28.58, 2:38 average. Glenn Richardson, left-hander from England, an unknown quantity, but been playing very well, 28.50. Alexander Larsson from Sweden, 28.26. Amanda Larkin, of course, in 8th with 28.21. And then Justin Scicluna, who's had a 2.99 this week, in 9th with 28.17. And Anton Elofsson from Sweden with 27.99. For you Greek fans, who've we got in the... We've got Tommy Peterson in 17th on a 2.29 average. Yannis Tathatos in 22nd with a 2.26 average. Sweating on a place. Alex Christopher in 25th. Bowled a 300 yesterday. And there your Greeks and Cypriots that are inside the cut at the moment. Say hi to Katerina Lanu. She is a lovely girl and a good bowler, says one of the youth streamers. We'll do that for you. Get her to wave at the camera. Picks up a single pin, Katerina. She's going to finish with 159 with a strike. I'm on it to David Banham. If Glenn gets on a roll, he's capable of winning the tournament, Dom. Do you know, Dave, if you'd have said that a few days ago, I'd have said, nah, you're a bit mad. He's an unknown. I've never seen him. Watched him for the last couple of days, and he's pretty good. I think his main problem is going to be now if he gets up there and starts getting nervous playing against, you know, the other players. But the way he's bowled so far has been awesome. He's by far the top lefty. And nice lad as well. A little chat with him, and future's bright for England. There's more players than you know. Katerina. Katerina. Wave at the camera, they're watching you at home. They are watching you in Greece, wave at the camera. Oh, go back a bit. Back a little bit. Wave. Yep. Oh no, she was a little bit low. Well, we saw the hand anyway. So we're going to just take a short break. We'll be back in 4 minutes. So don't go away. We'll enjoy another advert from QubicaAMF. This one's the Highway 66. And we're back at the 24th Malta Open at the Eden Super Bowl in St George's Bay on the beautiful island of Malta. We're still actually waiting for the top of the house to finish. A lot of the pairs, there's 3 on, and some of them have got 4, so obviously there's a slight delay between them finishing, but we've got 15, 16, 17 and 18 just to finish up, and then we'll have some scores for you. Hi Katarina from Lucas on the chat. Shout out again to all our Greek friends watching this morning. Thanks for joining us. Some of the players not bothering to wait, others are. Andreas Christoforou and Craig Barrett and Giannis, which one is it? Is it Stefatos or is it Stefatos? Or is it Giannis, the other one? Andreas opens up with front 2, looking for number 3. You just see the ball coming into play on the left-hand side, and gets a turkey. A few minutes away from scores after 2. Get a rough idea of how it's shaping up in this squad as players chase scores. Tempting start from Vagelis Chrisnis from Greece. I could watch Vagelis all day, he's got an awesome style. Reminds me a lot of Amleto Monicelli. The way he swings and open arm. Is it right open? Watch it here, in the middle of your screen, wearing the blue and orange stripe. And Calimero also to Vagelis Chrisnis. David Banham says, watch Glenn produce some terrific stuff over the years as a junior in the UK. Yeah, I'll be honest, it's not a name that I don't take much notice of the domestic game. I kind of deal more with the international on Talk Temping. And Stuart Watson, who runs Talk Temping, does more of the domestic stuff, so he would know more about the English players. I'm getting an education this week. Good morning. And Yarin Lyons opens up with a double. So we should have some scores for you in a moment. Ah, here they come. As we watch Anzi Grabijan just come up a little bit light. So Paul Stott Jr., little Stotty, 279, 226, 505. He's leading with a 252 average. In second place, Marco Landman. Be a lot happier with 236, 259, 495, 247 average. In third place from Malta with 248, 246, 494 is Moro Anastasi. And in fourth place, Julius Emil Hopka with 471. In fifth, Haris Paniotu, two good games, 233, 237, 470. Kostas Kyriakou, bowled 257 in game 2, puts him up to sixth place with 463. Lee Cocker with that 279, he's gone 178, 279, puts him back in the hunt with 457. Vagelis Krisnis from Greece with 451 in 8th. Jarin Lorenz with 437. Giannis Constantinou with 420. Andreas Christoforou with 412, tied with England's Craig Barrett. Joanna Atard with 391 scratch, 407 with the latest bonus. Anzi Grabjan in 14th with 381. And then we've got Tracy Wallace, Lyndon Walters, Mika Gerler, Katarina Lanu, Giannis Dathatos with a 140 in that last game has pulled him down after a 204 to 344 and in 19th. Hilda Munson with 340. Anina Guerrier with 334. Olivia Habasat with 299. And just picking up the rear at the moment, Muriel Mora with 294. Keep your comments and chat coming in. Please spread the web address for the streaming as far and wide as you can, please. We're expecting big numbers for the finals tomorrow. And we're going to pull out all the tricks and try and give you a great show. We'll have guest commentary. Not sure who with yet, but we will have guest commentary. Whoever's available, whoever goes out of the tournament. So again, there's going to be a slight delay between games starting, as the bottom end here is up to as much as the 5th frame, 3rd frame, and then further down they're just starting up in the 1st and 2nd frame. We seem to have a few navigators and Greek players at this end of the house, so we'll stick with this camera for a bit. We should be back. The internet dropped out again for the first time this week. We have all sorts of internet problems in certain squads, and there's no explanation for it. There's no reason why it should do it. But we're back again. Sorry about that. NAFG says no Chewy this morning. Nope, not yet. Would expect a lot of players still to be in bed. They'll have been out Friday night in the bars having a bit of fun. So Jarin Lorenz from the Czech Republic open ups with front 4 on lane 10. Mauro Anastasi from Malta opens up with a front 3. Sorry again, connection problems. I'll just type that in the chat so I'll make sure you get it. Not sure why the connection keeps dropping out. There's no reason for it. But please bear with us. Do the best we can to keep it all running. Vagelis Kriznis from Greece opens up with a 9-spare Turkey. And we should be back again. Sorry for the connection problems. I think at some point after we get finished today, we're going to have a good look at the system, because we can't be going through this in the finals. We need to be as stable as possible. Connection holding now for how long, I'm not sure. But again, sorry for the connection problems we're having this morning. We're trying to deal with it best we can. Hopefully it's just going to happen during qualifying, and the finals will be a lot better. Vangelis Christmas on 109 in the 5th with the spare working. Jarin Lawrence from the Czech Republic, from 5 and then a 7 spare. Craig Barrett on 158 in the 8th with a strike, working. Mauro Anastasi from Malta opens up with a front 3 and a 9 spare. Marco Landman, 7 split 2 and a couple of 9 spares. Just hitting an iffy pair for him. You'll see now on the right side of your screen in red coming into play in a moment. Marco Landman from Dutch Bowling TV. Looking for his first strike of this 3rd game. Ah, nice shot. Morning to Johnny Hatzer. Good morning also to Paul Meeker, Naf G, Raymond Radley, Shiodwin Vinja. How do you pronounce that? Should. Ton Hagarats. And Johnny Hatzer. David Banham. Of course. All right, okay. I don't want to put it there in case somebody robs it, and I don't want to put it in my pocket in case I rob it. I've got the €50 for the squad win. Vangelis Krishna still going strong. Opens up with a 9 spare turkey, 9 spare double. I'm going to have a word with Vangelis now. I'm going to get him to do the moonwalk. He does a mean Michael Jackson impression. He can do all the moves. Moonwalk's pretty cool, so we'll see if he'll do it on the approach when he gets a strike. For a bit of fun, you know. Vangelis. See if he does it in the next few shots. Anzi Grabrijan on a double, looking for number 3, gets it. Ka-ching. Not sure about Anzi's haircut this year. A little tufty at the back. That must be a Slovenian thing. Vangelis. Boom! Oh, 10-pin. Good shot. Mauro Anastasi on 279 pace. And Nafchi says 2 squads left after this, that's correct. 2 squads and 1 desperado. Somebody's saying something about Glyfada. That's the team in Glyfada. I remember seeing them in the Navigators Cup about 3 years ago or so. 178 for Vagelis Christnis in the 8th. Hansi Grabijan 144 in the 8th with a Turkey working now. And a 5-7 for Katarina Lanu to pick up. Oh, it's got a shot. Go on. Yeah. You see that? Good shot. So maybe lane 11 we might see the moonwalk now. Maybe shouldn't have asked him to do it because if he starts hitting 10 pins and stuff, he's thinking about his run out shot. So Hansi Grabijan working a Turkey. Team Navigator. Yeah, good shot. And Vagelis Christnis. Or Amleto Jr. Oh! Strike from Vagelis. Johnny Atsa says, bravo, Katerina. So after 2, Paul Stott Jr. was leading with 505 from Ireland. Marco Landman in second with 495. And in third was Mauro Anastasi, 494. I think every squad we've had 1 or 2 players around about the 500 mark over 2. I think the highest we've had over 2 is probably about 530. So Hansi Grabijan working 4 in a row. Just the 1 split in the game. He started off with a strike, 9 spare strike, and then an 8-1 split. Is it 8-1 or a 6-1? It might be a 6-1 split. 9 spare and then 4 in a row. Left-hander looking for number 5. There you go. Yeah, good shot. Comes back, throws the basketball, 3-pointer. And Vagelis Christnis looking for the double. Yeah. With a bit of luck, Vagelis will get another strike and on the last one. And if he strikes, we might see the moonwalk. And Mauro Anastasi after a bright start, just had a split open and a spare. As Hansi picks up another strike. He's going to finish with 234 if he strikes. Vagelis. Oh, solid 10 pin. Czech Republic's Jaren Lorenz is going to finish with a 234 if he strikes. And keep your comment and chat coming in. If you just joined us, you're watching the 2015 Malta Open, the 24th edition. Into the final day of qualifying. 2 more squads after this, and then a Desperado. 12:30 and 5 p.m. and then 7:30 for the Desperado. In UK, just knock an hour off them, so 11:30, 4 p.m. and 6:30. And if you're further afield in Cyprus, add an hour. So 1:30, 6 o'clock, and 8:30. Good strike there for Katerina. She hits the 10th. Decent game she's on, 191 in the 9th. She can tap out for 221. Johnny Hatzer says, Chris Cuisini, where is my Amstel? Vagales finishes with a 237. So a couple of frames to go at the top end of the house. Just about done down here. So we'll go up and show you the other side of the house. Hope the picture's coming through for you okay. Had a few connection problems about 10 minutes ago. I'm sure we'll get them again, so apologies if the stream drops out. There seems to be a lot we can do about it at the moment. It's been a little bit hit and miss. We might get a bit of co-commentary shortly. We'll pull somebody in and I thought Yannis Stefatos was on the lanes. He's not. He's at the back with his backpack on, as usual, walking around. And Lee Cocker rips the rack with his Goldie ball. Nearly falls over the ball return on the way back. Four 300s this year in the tournament so far. One on Wednesday from Rob Thirlby. And then Frank Selvag made the second one. Alex Christophe the third one. And Sam Rose in the last squad of last night bowled the fourth 300 of the tournament. Sure we'll see one or two more before the end of the event. So a few minutes and we'll be done for this game. Actually 13 and 14 are still 2 frames to go, so we could what do you want to do? Should we spin it around a little bit and try and pick up both pairs? Nobody on 11 and 12 at the moment, but see Vagales Krisnis now starting up in game 3. Craig Barrett starts with a 10 pin. Vagales drills the pocket. Paul Stott Jr. on 142 in the 8th with a strike on the board. Anastasi still going okay, and can tap out for 235, I think. Can't quite see the scores from where we are here. Vagelis Krishnis opens up with front two. Craig Barrett now in frame 3. 9 miss strike. And a double. Wearing the patriotic British flag on his shirt. So we're going to go off to a short break, and we'll be back in about 4 minutes, and hopefully have scores for you after the first 3 games and the halfway point. So we'll see you soon. Welcome back to the 2015 Malta Open, and everybody's now finished and into the next game. 7, 8, 9 and 10 have almost finished the first game. Jaren Loren from Czech Republic on a good game at the moment. 6-3, 5 in a row. Kostas Kyriakou, big Kostas, has gone a strike, 9 spare, 4-bagger. You'll just see him come into the left-hand side of your screen, wearing the blue and orange of the Team Navigators. There he is. Just leaves a single pin this time. Vagelis Krusnis with a double 9 spare strike, 9 spare. With a lovely swing. Perfect style. Oh, look at that, man. Nearly had a split, and the messenger almost took out the 10 pin. The next couple of squads probably going to get quite exciting. Thank you. We've got the scores now. Ali Cocker with a 266 after a 279 and a 178 for 723, and now the leader. Won the squad last night, got himself the €50 from QubicaAMF. It looks like he wants another €50 this morning. 241 average for him. Julius Emil Hopke, steady with 227, 244, 246 for 717. Moro Anastasi in third with 707. Paul Stott Jr. from Ireland with 697. Vagelis Krusnis in fifth with 688. Marco Landman in sixth now with 675. Jaren Lorenz from Czech Republic, 668. Haris Panayiotou in eighth with 667. 666, the number of the beast for Kostas Kyriakou. And in 10th place at the moment, Craig Barrett with 628. And going down, Giannis Constantinou, Joanna Retard, Anzi Grabrijan, Andreas Christoforou, Katerina Lanu, Lyndon Walters, Tracy Wallace, Anina Gerler, Mika Gerler, Hilde Amundsen, Miriam Mora, Livia Habasat, and bringing up the rear, Giannis Tathatos. He's dropped out. He was playing. He's gone 204, 140, and then he's dropped out. And we're joined now by Amanda Larkin. Amanda, welcome.
Thank you. Hi, everyone.
You've got to be pretty happy with the way you've performed so far?
Yeah, I mean, for my first adult tournament abroad, it was good. Yeah, I was quite happy. Hopefully I'll stay in top 12 now and get a bye to round 2.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier, weren't we? You could chase the top 8 and get that bye into the later rounds, but then you may be better off coming in the second round and getting warmed up. And
yeah, I think it would be harder. Like, not harder, but you know, you're coming in a bit colder, whereas if you come in round 2, then you're a bit warmer going to match play.
yeah, we also said you need a bit of match practice because you're actually in training for Japan now, aren't you?
Yeah, Japan in 3 weeks' time, I think so.
Is it 3 weeks' time?
I think so, yeah.
What have you got after this?
I'm still playing World Cup qualifier at home, so had the finals. Well, I arrived home too late on Monday to play the last week, so had the finals Monday week. So
Could be quite a year for you then. Let's be honest, you're likely to win that qualifier.
So, I don't know. I'm having one of the best years of my life, but yet one of the worst years.
Yeah.
I mean, at tournaments I seem to perform, but World Cup this year I just seem to struggle. I think there was a lot to do that. I was just putting my own pressure on myself with Japan to perform.
Yeah.
Whereas when I came here, I just completely relaxed and I scored well. So I'm just, when I'm practicing, put a lot of pressure on myself, and I think that just doesn't help.
How do you prepare for something as big as the Japan tournament?
Well, I've currently been playing on really long patterns because I struggle on that. And then last week they announced the pattern, so I've been playing on that, and I've been trying to figure out that, like with ball speed, hand position.
What is the pattern?
It's the 43-foot Tokyo pattern.
Right.
So I don't know how I didn't get that.
And how have you been on that pattern so far?
I only played on it once, and I struggled. Quite long, quite heavy, volume of oil. So I said I'd leave that till I get home from Malta. Because generally I struggle on longer patterns because I'm so speed dominant. So that's when I bring out the wrist guard to get a bit of a ball reaction. But I think as well I just need... I ordered a new hypercell for that pattern. My marble S and all that's quite dead, so hopefully that will help a bit.
Oh, good. Is that the furthest you've ever been then, Japan?
Yeah. I don't know how I'll cope with that flight. When I went to Iceland last year, I was on like a 3.5-hour flight and I nearly lost the will to live. I was so bored.
How long is the flight out to Japan?
My flight to Heathrow first.
Yeah.
It's only an hour, and then from Heathrow to Japan, it's 11.5 hours.
Wow, it's almost a day in.
Yeah.
And there's no stop. It's
no, straight
over.
Yeah.
Wow. And what's your taste buds like? You like kind of sushi and all that kind of thing?
No, I'm the fussiest eater in the world.
So it's going to be McDonald's and...
Yeah, but the Paddy who I'm travelling with has Googled everything. He's a fussy eater too. He's really prepared now. So there's restaurants around that will boat eat. And so
right, cool.
We're sorted for the 5 days we're there.
Because I mean, daft as it seems, if you get out there and you're not enjoying the food, you're not really going to be getting the substance that you need and to carry on.
Yeah.
You're going to take a bag full of English chocolate with you and stuff like that.
No, it's quite fussy, so.
Yeah.
I mean, if I find normal food, though I'm real like, if I don't like the look of it, I wouldn't eat it, so. Maybe if I just don't look at anything.
It's maybe not to know what it is.
Yeah,
if it looks like, what's that taste? Oh, that's all right. What's that? Shark.
Yeah, exactly.
Tortoise.
Tell me. No, can eat turtles.
Turtles, they do, don't they?
Yeah.
They eat a lot of weird things though out in
that
Japan,
one.
but I swear you can turn your nose up a lot of things, but they might actually taste nice.
Yeah, I think if they just handed it to me and said it was chicken and I ate it and I was like, oh, that's nice, if they said it was shark, I'd be a bit like, what?
As long as it's not alive.
Yeah, it has to be proper cooked.
And the culture of Japan, it's kind of, do you understand much about how you greet people and all the rest of it? It's a lot of bowing and...
Yeah, all I know how to say is konnichiwa and bow.
Konnichiwa and bow, yeah. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because you can easily offend people just by your mannerisms in most countries, so it's... The last thing you want to do is you try to be nice and you realise you've just insulted the whole nation.
Yeah, I think I'll need to brush up on a bit of that before I go away and know what to do and not to do.
It's going to be a fantastic event. I mean, they love bowling out there. Have you seen some of the female J League and stuff like that?
Yeah.
I mean, you ain't got a clue what's going on, but it looks really cool. Or really colourful, and they're wearing nice kind of little like manga dresses and stuff. It's like a full outfit, really, isn't it? Sometimes.
Yeah.
Little sailor suit. Just coming up to the end of the game for some of them, and just basically starting on some of the others. Got two up in the camera there. 239 for Kostas Kyriakou, 230 for Jarin Lorenk from the Czech Republic. Haris Panayotou's going to finish with around about 200. Also, Craig Barrett's just coming up to the end, 191 in the ninth. Vagalis Krishna's flying, and you can see him just in the blue and orange there. Looking for his first one in the 10th. It just comes up a little bit high. Some of the players you've seen, has anybody impressed you this week?
Yeah, quite a few. I mean, I've known a lot of them from watching the EBTs online, but seeing some of them in person is impressive. So.
Ramon's some player, isn't he? Ramon Hilfering.
Ramon, yeah.
He's going to be there, and if you're going to beat anybody in the final, it's likely going to be him.
Yeah, he's so good. He's one of those that you kind of just sit there in awe and watch him. So good.
He's getting some quality coaching out there in the States, though, Weber.
So good.
You've not been out to the Kegel Centre before?
No, never.
A dream one day to go out and see it. And how old are you now?
20.
20, so you kind of almost past that schooling thing. It's not like you're going to go off and...
Yeah, no, I think about it. Me and Pierre Ray were thinking about going together, but then...
scholarship and...
Yeah, that, and then we just never decided not to do it then.
It's not for everybody.
Yeah, it's not.
And the financials of it as well. I mean, if you've not got a lot of money to start with, you need to get support to even get out there, and
Very
then you're
expensive.
like a young lass in a strange world, so to speak.
Yeah.
It's probably good in the long run, but you could maybe stick around, play 1 or 2 EBTs, make a name for yourself.
Yeah,
And
that's the plan. I mean, I'm working a lot now just to save up money, and then hopefully in a year or two have enough money, just take a year out working and go travel for the year and bowl. So
looking for a sponsor.
yeah.
So if you're watching Storm, the girl only bowls with Storm products.
Yep, that's me.
What do you throw at the moment?
This tournament I am throwing the critical theory and fresh, and then when it breaks down a bit, I'm moving to the high road pearl. So they're the main two. I brought an optimist with me as well, but I don't think for me it's matching up. Other people are throwing it and it looks class, but I'm just not getting a good reaction out of it. So
How many will you take out to Japan?
I'm waiting for them to announce that. At the minute they are putting up like notices each week, so ideally I'd like to take 6, but they say you can only bring 4, then I can only bring 4.
Yeah, I'm sure a big tournament like that, they're going to be allowed up to 6, you would have thought.
So,
The pros and all the rest of it are not going to want to be restricted by just 4 balls.
yeah. So,
Must be nice to be a proper pro where you can just punch another
oh,
ball
yeah.
just like that.
Imagine that, just come to a tournament saying, oh yeah, I'll have that ball, go bowl with it.
Yeah. There's plenty of bowlers around the world, they punch a few balls and then they end up leaving them in the centre and the juniors get them or whatever else like that, and it's, wow, must be nice to be able to have disposable income like that, or disposable bowling balls for that matter.
I get a new ball and I say, right, that's the ball for the year to come away with me.
Yeah.
And then the balls that I'm finished using with, they become my practice balls, tournaments. And
Have you played many EBTs then other than the Irish Open?
no.
You've not played any yet?
No.
Have you got your eye on any for next year? I mean, you're busy this year, you've got Japan and possibly the World Cup. And
Yeah, and I'm going to ECC again this year as well.
well,
I was looking maybe, well, I know it's not an EBT, but maybe go towards Romania in October as well, and then Sofia. But it all depends, like, with my job. You know, they are lenient towards my travel, but, you know, can't really take advantage too much either. So
I think with you, we just need to blag some sponsorship of some
yeah.
Irish companies, try Ryanair and all the rest of them. And you can only get a no, but at least you've tried then. It's all right saying, I'd love to get a sponsor, but sometimes you've kind of got to send a few letters out and get a few refusals and bug the crap out of people sometimes. I think if you send them something, well, not yet, and keep sending them stuff, and eventually, give us some. I'm sick of getting emails from this girl.
Yeah. Just be like, here, shut her up.
Yeah, just annoy the crap out of them.
Yeah.
I think if you do that, you'll get something eventually.
Yeah, like I got a few sponsorship deals off after the Irish Open. I got a shirt deal off US Professional. They gave me 2 shirts this year, and my job, Malloy's, they sponsored me as well. So they had a fundraiser night for me to go to ECC, and they're giving me some shirts for ECC as well. So, I mean, I've got more than what I had last year, but that little, like, it does help, but I still need, the big sponsorship that would help me travel every week.
It's like a chicken and egg syndrome. You kind of need that support to get to the level you want,
Yeah.
or you kind of got to do it yourself, and then they come knocking on your door.
Yeah.
You win something big, and all of a sudden you're all over the Irish press, which you've been this year. You've had quite a lot of coverage this year.
Yeah.
So I would say the island knows a little bit more about you now,
Definitely,
and
yeah.
you just need to keep that going, really, I guess.
Definitely,
Depends on your results, really. What would make you happy in Japan? I mean, obviously winning it.
I was going to say
obviously winning it, but where would, if you came away, I made the last 8, or what's your kind of?
My ultimate goal would probably be to make top 8. I mean, that'd be huge. I mean, there's so many good players going from all over the world that it's going to be hard, but.
Have you seen the list of some of the girls yet that you're going to be up against?
I've just seen it from Facebook. Everyone after stats going to Japan and all this. I know a lot of the girls going, but there's all the good players.
Yeah. Who are the states sending?
I think it's Kelly Kulik.
Just Kelly, or?
I don't know who the other players. I think they get 2 and 2.
They get 2 and 2. Yeah. Could be Kelly and Deandra, or Kelly and don't know really. Missy Parkin or something. I don't know who the... Kelly Cullick's kind of the number one that you always remember, but there's so many good American girls after that. Which one would you say is number two? It's a difficult one. They're going to be there and thereabouts, the Americans for sure, but I don't think they're going to get it all their own way. They're all beatable.
Yeah. I mean,
even Kelly.
Yeah. You could just show up and bowl out your skin and she could just be average. You just never know how it'll happen.
I've just got this vision of everybody going, who's this girl? Where's she come from? Oh, that's Amanda. We know Amanda. Then, you know, a few of them will be wise. They know who you are, sort of thing. But that'd be a nice little rags to riches story, so to speak.
Yeah.
So I've just got a few frames to go, and we'll have scores on the doors after 4. Lee Cocker were leading after 3, 241 average. Julius Emil Hopker in 2nd, and Maura Anastasi in 3rd. How many 300s you have now?
Just the one.
Just the one. When did you have that?
Some Christmas tournament like 3 years ago.
All right.
I had it, and just out of nowhere. So I've had like plenty of 290s, 289s. I just can't seem to get past that. They're speaking of 300. Morrow's on front 10.
Is he on front 10?
Yeah.
Right, we better spin. Nobody told us. Chatting away, Amanda, and nobody told us that we might get a 300. There you go, Anastasi. Oh. I thought, who's moved the camera? Flavio's in. Oh, good. We'll get super slow-mo soon. We need to get you on there. We want super slow-mo of you at some point. We'll get some video, and then you can kind of look at what you're up to at the minute with it. Yeah. They've been really popular so far. So, what's this from 11 then? That's 11, is it? Yep. So we've more got a live cam with Flavio Cuba from Bowling Digital. There you go. 290, one more strike for the 5th 300 of the tournament. So, place your bets. Is he going to do it? Is he not? We've had a few 299s. What do you think? Going to do it?
I say he'll do it.
He'll do it.
Good luck.
Go, 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 go. Yeah! Well, he's shown the most emotion out of all the 300s so far. He's been under pressure for the last couple of days. He was convinced he's not going to make it through on a 226 average into the cut. And I'm like, I think you're going to be the bubble. You're going to be on the number, but I think you're in.
It was the same with Stott last night. We got the scores, and he was in like 24th, and we were like, don't know. So that's why he's playing now, because he could make it. Like, a lot of people have had their scores already, but there's a lot of people like him underneath are going to re-enter. So it's just, I said at the start of the week, before we bowled, I said, or after the first squad, I said the cut's going to be about 250 over, and now it's just order past that.
Went nuts.
Yeah.
So you just had the 2 entries so far, aren't you? And it's cost effective. You know, a lot of these other players, Morrow for instance, and Stotty, your coach, they're having to throw a little bit of money at it because they're kind of worried, and you're just sat here going, yeah, I'm in.
Yeah.
I've got enough.
That's what I said. Like, I booked 3 squads, and then before I played my second squad yesterday, I was like, right, if I have a good score here, then I can have 2 days sunbathe. And that's exactly what I did yesterday. I sat out in the sun.
You have actually got a little bit more colour.
Yeah.
Still white like the rest of us.
I was quite offended because some girl was like selling stuff on the side of the street, and she's like, oh, did you just arrive today? And I was like, no, I've been here a few days. And she's like, you're quite white for someone who's been here for 3 days. I was like, thanks.
How rude.
Yeah. So I went out and sunbathed some more and got a bit of a tan last night.
Well, you know what we white people are like. We go red before we go brown anyway. So, and the last thing you want to do is go red on these lanes and, you know, tight shoulders and all the rest of it. I've seen a few players when they've been out in places like this that walk park or whatever, like they come back and can't move and can't bowl for 2 days. And it's no fun.
Yeah, well, I saved €50 and not playing yesterday, so I went out and got loads of sun lotion and after sun and I coated myself.
Factor 350. So just a couple of frames to go. We've had another 300 from Mora Anastasi, 5 of the tournament. Are you still enjoying your bowling after all these years? When did you start?
When I was 5.
5?
So, yeah, I've only,
Well, you're 19 now?
20.
20. Oh, you said, yeah. So, yeah, 15 years already.
Yeah.
Have you tried two-handed?
Yeah, like 1 or 2 shots and I was brutal.
I do think the first woman to perfect two-handed styles is going to knock a lot of sticks down.
Yeah.
I've not seen any. I know there's maybe 1 or 2. I've seen them on YouTube, but there's not one on the international scene or anything that's come through.
I definitely think that'll be the next breakthrough. And then once one girl does it and we all see she does it well, then I say there'll be a few. I have thought about it because, like, for the likes of a longer pattern where I struggle, but
it would be nice to have in your arsenal as a backup. It might not be your A game, but it's a B or a C game to go on, like you say, a certain pattern.
Yeah.
Or just to make it competitive, for a few games till it breaks down. And
bit drier and then I can.
I think you get to a certain age as well where it's probably difficult because your body process is so used to doing it a certain way. You need to be a kid really, like Jason Moranoscu and
they started younger.
Or young enough. And Sloan, for instance, he was younger when he started doing it, so and he's perfected it now. And I think we were talking about Rick Vogel sang yesterday that there seems to be, like, I won't call it racism. Racism's probably a strong word. Lefties were never liked because they were left-handers, and now it's two-handers is the new left-hander effectively, that they get punched a little bit for it. There's no need for it. I mean,
there's no need because, like, they only use 2 hands to guide the ball. When you actually see them release, it's only the 1 hand. So
two-fingered bowling, it's palming it really.
Yeah. I just think it's those people that like to complain because they're not doing as well and they think it's wrong.
Some people fear change.
Yeah.
Even when reactives came out, there probably would have a generation go, oh, what a load of rubbish. And that generation actually became like good bowlers overnight. They were 150 bowlers, and all of a sudden they're shooting 200s. And look at me, I'm really good. And hang on, the ball's helping you.
Yeah.
But they think that's what's happening with two-handed, but it's not. But I think the first female bowler, first female two-handed left-hander to come through will dominate. Yeah. Absolutely dominate. There must be some 6 or 10-year-old somewhere actually doing it at the moment. We've just not seen them yet.
Yeah, in a few years she'll come out and just knock us all sideways.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you're at the top of the sport by then.
Yeah.
You've won a few things and you won't be too critical of it. Oh man, she's good. So. Who's your idol then besides, say, Kelly? Who have you kind of modelled yourself on or look up to or follow their scores?
Definitely, I'm Shannon O'Keefe's #1
Shannon
fan.
O'Keefe?
Yeah, definitely.
She's stylish, isn't she?
Yeah, I like her style.
I was lucky enough to meet her in Cyprus at the World Singles a few years ago. And when you kind of see people and they're famous to you because you've seen them in magazines and all the rest of it, you're a little bit nervous around them, but they're just normal people, She's got I'll be honest, she's got a smile that like lights up a room, when she walks in and smiles, and everybody's, there's Shannon O'Keefe, wow. I was a bit starstruck by Kelly Cullick as well, but she came on the live stream with us, and she's awesome. They know how to market themselves, the Americans, though, don't they? Yeah, to be fair.
I'll be one of those that if like Shannon O'Keefe walks in the room, I'd be over the other side just staring at her like, oh my God, I get nervous and all.
Starstruck, like a stalker.
Yeah, definitely be one of those.
And on the male side, obviously, who do you look up to or respect as players?
Obviously, Study. I mean, I model a lot, not model, but a lot of my game is similar. He's the one of a male that I could most relate to because all males just swing it and that and all. But I met Chris Barnes at the World Cup and I was like a fangirl. I was. He's one of those you do get starstruck by him because he's so tall, and then you're like, you see him on TV and then all of a sudden he's in front of you and you're like, oh.
Yeah, definitely. It's like looking at a photograph, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's there in front of you.
Like, you can't believe it, especially in like World Cup in Poland this year. Like, there was a big window behind all the lanes, so you were kind of sitting back, so you were still in a bit disbelief that you were so close to him, but still so far.
Yeah, it's like Beckham walking past.
Yeah. And then he favoured my tweet that week as well, and I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, I've made it. He knows I'm alive. Yeah, actually, when he won the World Singles in Cyprus, I met him loads of times at the Weber Cup and stuff, and you know, he'll say hello, hi Dom, how are you doing and stuff, and I interviewed him, and at the end of it I said, do you know, Chris, out of everybody I've ever interviewed, you make me the most nervous, and I know you and stuff.
Yeah.
But it is because he's Chris Barnes.
Yeah.
I've met Weber, I've met Amleto and all the rest of them, but Barnes, there's something about him.
Yeah, there is.
I don't know. He's a quality act. And he gets a lot of crap as well over the years. World's best bowler for a long time, and then, you know, Belmo's come through and he's the world's best now.
He's one of those real intelligent people.
Oh, very
Did
knowledgeable.
you ever see that video on YouTube when they ask all the pros like all these questions, and some of the pros can't answer them, but Chris can answer every question, and he just knows every answer like that.
He's a good guy. Not bowling so much now, obviously, spending a bit more time with his family, obviously,
Yeah.
and you know, he must have made a fair bit of money over the years. So Yanis Constantino was opened with a front four. Vagelis Krishna is having a struggle this time, but we'll have some scores for you in a few moments. Looks like they're coming in a minute. We'll go for a break this time. We'll stick around because it's nice having Amanda here.
Yep.
Keeps you busy.
Yeah.
Keeps you awake.
Yeah. It's freezing down there when you're sitting and watching. So cold.
Well, you've got a sleeveless top and everything on. I was sat here last year with a jumper on. It was aircon was working proper. Right, here we go. So obviously Maro Anastasi with a 300 puts him on 1,007, 251 average. He's going to be well happy with that now. He's chasing the number. Lee Cocker in second with 946, 236 average. Julius Emil Hopker with 924 in third. Marco Landman with 909 in fourth. Kostas Kyriakou in fifth with a 905. Stotty with 901 from Ireland in sixth. And then we've got Jarin Loring with 898. Vagelis Krishnis with 896. Aris Paniotu with 870. And Joanna Attard bringing up the top 10 with 830, 862 with ladies bonus. And then further down, Craig Barrett, Giannis Constantinou, Andreas Christoforou, Anzi Grabrijan, Katarina Lano, Lyndon Walters, not bowling as well this time, he was bowling well earlier on in the week. Tracy Wallace in 17th, Hilda Aldmanson in 18th, 19th with Anina Gerler, and then Mika Gerler, Miriam Mora, Olivia Habasat, Yanis Stathos dropped out.
Yeah, I've seen that. That was an unlucky game.
You all right then? Do you want to have a break, Amanda? Oh no, you can have a rest if you want. You can come on if you want or have a rest, it's up to you. You're liking it now? Yeah. Is it keeping your ears warm with it? The headset.
You have to think about the questions, so you're like keeping a bit warm here. But one thing I'll say, I never agreed with really ladies' bonuses before, but this week I've been thankful for them. Because I think without them, I'd say us ladies would have been struggling a bit to make the cut.
Yeah.
Because obviously boys can carry a lot better than us.
It works in certain events and it doesn't in others.
Yeah.
It depends on the pattern. I mean, if the pattern's kind of female friendly and you're down and in shots and stuff, then you can see. Well, the English Open, for instance, a few years ago, when it was held at Nuneaton, I think they had 3 or 4 or 5 years in a row where it was a female winner. And it got to the point where, a bit like Nottingham in the old days, where left-handers only won. It seems to be women only win at Nuneaton.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think eight pins is fair in a lot of tournaments, really. You don't see the ladies bowling the massive scores that the men do.
No.
They don't have the area, usually.
Yeah. Especially on this, like yesterday I was doing fine, but after a while, from following the boys, I had to get further and further left, and I just couldn't carry the tempo. I mean, that's where the boys would outdo us. More left you have to get, but especially me, I can only go so left.
Yeah. And in Ireland, who's up and coming that's going to take over your mantle eventually? You got any young kids that are looking good?
Quite a few. Two that would stick out in my mind is Kelly MacDonald and Chloe Colton. Tread ball quite well, quite good players. Obviously, both of them this year have exams, but they're both passionate about sport and
that's good.
have a lot of natural talent. So
for a small island and not many centres, you have got some talented players and have had for a lot of years.
Yeah.
They've maybe not had the success that they maybe should have done.
Yeah.
But you know, Stotty for instance, and going further back, Philip Dunn and those sort of players.
Yeah. Me and Sarah were watching the boys play last week, and we said we'll just go through the medals list from all the years. And we couldn't believe half the medals that had been won for Ireland, and we didn't even know, that way. So for a small island, we have got quite a few medals where people think, oh, Ireland doesn't compete, but we do. It's every few years
every
we
so
get
often,
a medal.
It's difficult to get a core set of players that bounce off each other.
Yeah.
When you need competition in Ireland, otherwise you're gonna dominate anyway. But after a while, you think this is no fun. I'm going in expected to win. I am winning.
Yeah.
Who's giving me that, reason to carry on, sort of thing?
Because sometimes I do tend to go to a tournament and not being conscious about it. I don't try as hard. I do try, but when I play against the boys then in Ireland, then I'm uber focused and I'm uber making the good shots. But sometimes when it's just girls, I tend to not out badness. I just back off a little bit, and I have no focus. Normally when I'm bowling, I'm super focused. Whereas sometimes I'd be like, wonder what I'll do today after bowling, or what's for dinner, or things like that.
Yeah. Hopefully you've got a few coming through then, and might be 3 or 4 years. I mean, by that time you should be at a much higher level than you would think.
Yeah, well, definitely, because most of our tournaments in Ireland are against boys now. We have the Rocks Tour and Alsa Challenge singles. I play against boys in that, so that's definitely helping anyway.
Yeah. So your competition basically is the men at the moment. And Sloane Ranger's doing well at the minute, isn't it?
Yeah,
improving
really
all the time.
Yeah.
I think a lot of that's got to do with Brian Michael and his coaching.
Yeah, well, Brian's very intelligent and has helped him a lot. You've seen the improvements with him since he started working with Brian, so it's good. I think he's going to be one of those, once he has that breakthrough and wins a tournament, he'll be unstoppable.
It's the confidence boost, isn't it? He's there and thereabouts, and he's close to cuts, and he's making cuts. It's just that one win, get the monkey off your back.
Yeah, that sort of thing. Just for his own self, just to go there, just win a tournament, and I think then we'll all be like, damn.
It looks like he's calmed down a lot in the last couple of years as well. I mean, I've heard rumours of him being a little bit, what's the word?
Hot-headed?
Yeah.
Yeah, he has. He's worked on his mental game a lot, and it's a big improvement. Doesn't get half as angry as what he used to, accepts it and just moves on. And that's what you have to do. I mean, sit there throwing your teddies out a pram and that's not working, you're never going to get anywhere. I mean, then you're annoyed over being annoyed, and it'll never work.
And I suppose being a two-hander as well, you've still got that, some people saying, and all the rest of it is.
Yeah, but I mean, they work just as hard as a one-hander does. There's no difference.
Nah, I thought he was going to win the Irish Open last year. He absolutely flying. It was a big shock when he went out.
Yeah.
Considering he'd had back-to-back 300s at Alsa.
Yeah.
Do you not play at Alsa much then?
Alsa is my training centre.
All right.
Yeah, I practice.
I can't understand why you've only got 1 300 then, because Alsa, every other week there's a...
This is the story, but I didn't want to bring it up, right? I have one sanctioned 300, but I don't know if Del Boy's listening. I play Del Boy maybe every now and again, and I've thrown two 300s against him. So I have had 300s in Alsa, they just don't count.
You don't count them?
No, because even though it wasn't practice, we were having a head-to-head, still kind of, but not really.
I think whether it's practice or 300's a 300,
Yeah.
sanctioned or not, I think you can add them.
Yeah.
All right, you should maybe have competition ones, but
Yeah.
end of the day, you throw 12 strikes, you bowl 300. That's a 300. Doesn't matter whether it will practice or not, as long as it's over 2 lanes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, yeah. So I've had 300s. I'll probably
good.
get a text off Del now.
Del Delaney.
Yeah.
I've not seen Del for years. If you are watching Del, hi.
Yep. Hi.
And do you see much of Paul when he comes over?
No.
You know much of Paul?
No. Last time I seen Paul was he did a clinic there maybe 3 years ago. That's the last I've seen. Though Del Boy keeps me up to date on him.
He was awesome, was Paul.
Yeah.
He was probably one of the best players in England ever.
Yeah.
But didn't have what's around now.
Yeah.
There wasn't really the EVT tour or anything, or he went off to the Middle East and all the rest of it, did his coaching stuff and married a Venezuelan like myself and got a kid now. But yeah, he was a good player. His brother as well, Mark, was a good player.
Yeah, Sparky still plays every now and
Spiky,
again.
is that what
Sparky.
you- Sparky.
Yeah. Still plays the league, I think, on a Friday every now and again.
Yeah, I like the Delaney's. They're little short asses. But good players, all of them.
Yeah.
Del used to be able to play.
Yeah.
He still plays now.
Yeah, still plays his league on a Wednesday and a Friday, and then plays against me on a Wednesday as well.
Yeah, he's been a silver fox now for the last 25, 30 years. Grey hair. I think he were a ginger when he were younger. I've seen the odd photograph when he were younger, and the thick head of red hair. Oh, some scores just coming through then. 224 for Vagalis Christmas, gives him 11.20. Giannis Constantino is going to finish with about 232 with a strike. Yeah, 232. And then we're about halfway through the game on the other lanes. Our Stott is going well, front 3. I could watch Stotty all day though, he's like a little pocket rocket sometimes, isn't he? And very focused.
Yeah, definitely.
What's it like working with him then, as a coach?
It's good. I mean, he's a perfectionist.
Is he hard on you?
Yeah, kind of. Like, he's not one of those coaches, like, when I first started, I'd be like, oh, you know, it wasn't me, and he was like, it is you. You know, he doesn't let you away with that, or, you know, he does compliment you, like, you know, when I had 230 over the other day, I was a bit like, oh, real annoyed because I had 170 last game. He was like, why are you complaining? You just had 230 over, but he definitely helps you. Like,
He knows what to say at the right time.
Yeah, and he just sees things like you can't even imagine. Like, I've been working with him for over 3 years now, and he still amazes me with some of the stuff he comes up to help me with my game. I'm like, how did you even think of that? Like, I didn't even know that was possible. He's just really intelligent about the game.
No, it's probably Europe doesn't actually realise that he's quite a good coach. He doesn't coach too many people, does he?
No, I'm his only student at the moment.
Yeah,
People have come to help him, but a lot of people back home, they want a quick fix solution. You know, they come to him for 2 weeks and they're like, right, I'm sorted, whereas they don't see that I've been going for 3 years to improve that much.
Is Stotty got any coaching badges or anything?
He has the Irish ones, and he was talking to Rick about getting his ETBF ones. So Rick's doing his level 3 in ETBF, and then going to get Stotty to do his 1 and 2 with him.
You often find that good bowlers can be good coaches, and just a piece of paper doesn't necessarily make you a good coach.
Like, because I always remember growing up, people would be like, oh, don't become a coach because you can't bowl and coach and you get into all your bad habits. But I mean, Stotty could, like, does be playing the same tournaments as me, and he'd still be watching me and come down and say, oh, I think you need to do this. You know, he's well able to do the both of them.
I better come down to this side of the house and have a look, because the person we're talking about, Paul Stott, has gone the front 5. So you'll see him on this pair in front of us. Yeah, if you had to say who's the best ever Irish bowler, would it be Paul?
I would say Paul, but even when I've had this conversation with other people, they'd say Philip Dunn. But you see, I've never seen Philip Dunn bowl, so I can't comment on that.
Yeah. I saw Philip Dunn when I was 15, I think. He won the British Open.
Yeah.
And he turned up with this beat-up old fireball, ebonite fireball, and he was bowling 270s and 280s, and in those days that were impressive.
Yeah.
You see them and it's kind of the 10 a penny now, but back in those days, well, he's just had back-to-back 270s. Wow! And the Irish contingent were out there and they were all screaming and shouting, and it were awesome.
Yeah.
And Karina Dykes, of course, she's
Yeah,
been
she's really good.
the top female bowler.
Yeah. Really good. Like we've a lot of talents. Like Hannah Cullen doesn't play as much, but she was talented.
Yeah, she can play. And Amy Kelleger's not too bad, is she?
Yeah, no, Amy's good.
God, I'm almost showing like I'm professional. I know some of the players. So Stotty on the front five. I've had to tone myself down when I commentate on Paul because I've streamed a few times and I always call him Little Stotty. And then I think, oh, that is so wrong, you know. I know he knows he's small and all the rest of it, but you don't need to tell people he's small.
Yeah.
People know that.
Especially obvious ones, you know.
Yeah, and he's, what is he, 30 odd now? Is he 30?
30, I think, yeah. 31.
I mean, because of his size, he's always going to look like a kid anyway. And he does look fairly young still.
Yeah.
He's not. Nothing's changed in the last 10 years, facial-wise or anything. But he's got an awesome. You see it with a lot of small people. They've got a low centre of gravity.
Yeah.
And everything about his style's just totally balanced and.
Yeah.
Like I say, pocket rocket. So the guy we're talking about now, in the screen now, just about to go front six. So I'll see what happens. Yeah, he's fairly getting it out a bit. Yeah. What will this be? 300 number 6 then, if he gets it.
Yeah.
In the tournament.
So for how high scoring it is, the 300s are quite low scoring.
Yeah.
Only 6, but there's been loads of like 290s, 279s.
Yeah, we had somebody on the chat earlier on saying, did I think that the quality of the competitors had gone down in the last few years? And basically said, no, not really.
No, Stotty said that there was like, Stotty would know a lot more players than I would, and he said he couldn't believe some of them that came out, so many talented players came.
They're not massive names, a lot of them,
No.
but it's, you know, you've only got to look at the scores now. Everybody's playing to know that it's competitive.
Yeah.
And these kids can play. There's a lot of names Glenn Richardson and some of the ones that from my own country that I didn't know, and they've come in and they're looking like, you know, the next Don Barrett and stuff inside one tournament. But we've had word that Dom's going to play next year.
Is he?
Yeah, he's going to come back, he says. It's 25th anniversary, so
Oh, is he?
yeah,
Wow.
it could be a big event. It'd be nice to get some of the past champions back.
Yeah.
Like yourself when you win it.
Hopefully, yeah. I'll definitely be back.
2,000 euros is going to be pretty handy going to Japan, isn't it? Ooh, can you imagine? Or just a decent amount of money, you know, top 3 now, and it's a nice little payday. Pays for the trip, gives you a few quid in your pocket and a few euros. You're lucky you don't have to change it.
Yeah. So that's a good thing.
So Harris Panayiotou going well. 137 in the 7th. Kostas Kyriakou, his teammate, just a little way ahead. 148 with doubles working. And Stotty's just left a big split.
So no 300 here.
Nah, we jinxed it by talking about it, I think. Julius Emil Hopke on a 279 pace. What's happening on Facebook? Have we got any stuff come thing? All right, I've got a message from I'm trying to find details of the Irish Open. There used to be a list up there of all the past champions.
Yeah.
And Paddy Gibbons says it's on the ITBA website. And I've
Yeah,
gone and had a look and I can't find it. But he's
click
just,
in there and I'll have a look for you.
he's just sent when I load 10 pin bowling IE and click on Irish Open 2015, it's the first page that loads up. Gents and ladies past champions. I've just opened it now on my Mac. Let me know how you get on. So I've got a home. ITBA. Will it national records, maybe?
No, that's national championships. I think you go to Irish Open.
Yeah, and then I always thought it was up there somewhere, but
Maybe.
I can't see it.
Forms and documents.
It's not doing anything. Oh, there you go. No, and I think it used to be on there, but if you look, and for me, it's not there. Unless it's down the bottom. No. Have a quick look, Amanda, see if you can find it, because I've got to send it over to Storm. Dave Cost over at Storm wants to do a...
Oh yeah, because they're sponsoring the Irish Open for the next few years.
Yeah. So, if we haven't got you a sponsor by then, we're going to get you one after it, eh?
Yeah.
We'll put you right next to Dave. I'm not sure if I were missing something.
Yeah, we're definitely.
No, it doesn't appear to be there, does it?
No, where did Paddy say to go?
Not usually bad on internet, but I couldn't find it. I do know Chris Buck were the first winner. I've just got Amanda looking for the Irish Open results, so we'll... so just a couple of frames to go at the end of this game. What game's that, David? That was game 4. Game 4, game 5 coming up. No, I'm trying to look for the... There used to be a list of the Irish Open champions, past Irish Open champions. And I've just been in touch with Paddy Gibbons and he says it's on the site, but we're looking at it now and we can't find it.
No.
It's on the old site.
It was on the old site, yeah. Yeah, that's... No, because I think they pulled the old site down.
Yeah, we have a new site now. This is it.
This is it, yeah. I might have to ask him just to, if he can see it, copy paste it and send it over. I was telling Amanda there we've got to send it over to Storm. They want to do some pre-promotion stuff on it. And
Yeah, no. Nice. Maybe someone just send us a link. Sarah Flannery's quite good at that if she's listening to find stuff.
how, when you've got a website, how do you refresh the cache? How do that? It's like control something or settings where. I thought it was something like control and is it control and R for refresh or? definitely not appearing anywhere. I thought it used to be on that one.
Yeah.
I'll send Paddy a message back. And see, do it that way. Keep your comments and chat coming in. You're all gone a little bit quiet on there, or maybe I need to refresh that as well. Just moments away from the end of this 4th game. No, still no much extra chatting. We're all gone a little bit quiet. I tell you what, David, do you want to come on and do a bit of commentary with Amanda? Give me a little bit of a break for 5-10 minutes. So we've got Northern Ireland's David Say going to come in and have a little chat with Amanda about the bowling. So,
thank you. I'll let you step in the hot seat.
Thanks, Dave.
So the lanes in front of us at the moment on 9 and 10. We've got Paul Stott Jr. from Ireland at the moment. 195 in the 8th frame of the strike in the 9th. Sitting on 11.06. Someone at the bottom end listening, I don't know, it might be Maro again on another decent sort of game after his 300.
Was he in the cup before you played?
Yeah, I think he was. I think he was around 24th.
Oh.
So he was around the sort of ballpark figure. So as you know yourself, the standard here has been very, very high.
Yeah.
Yep.
Definitely.
There's a double there for Paul Stott there in the 10th.
Second last game, was it?
Yeah, I think this is game number 5 of the 6-game block. So, and there's another squad at 12:30, and then I think there's one more squad at 4.
Yeah.
And then I believe then the Desperados after that. We roughly think the cut will be around an average of about 225 to between 225 and 230. Roughly, we think the cut will be. As I say, the standard's been very, very high. There's another great shot there from Paul. Max out score there. If he gets one more strike, it'll be 255. Be 11.56 for 5 games.
Amanda will be back in a moment. Have you got the scores for?
I think.
Yeah.
Yep. They're on their last frame for the 5th here. So.
How are you performing in the tournament then, David?
I think I've done reasonably well. I've definitely improved from last year. Last year I had about a 207 hours. This year it's about been 214, 215. As I say, the standard is very, very high, and it's not even if you shoot a 200 game, that's okay. It's not.
You're going backwards, aren't you, sometimes?
Yeah, and sometimes it's carry as well. Like I think game 2 yesterday, I think I went and had 3 10 pins in a row. Change ball and change my line slightly.
Yeah. There you are, 48th. Yeah. 214 average. Are you going to play again?
I think I'm going to gamble on my turbo at a 278 with my turbo.
Oh, you're still on the number with the turbo?
Yeah.
So you're in on that alone at the moment?
Yeah, but if you take a couple of the games out there, like from Ramon and a couple of others who are like 290s and